Okay, so Triple asked, okay, asked for like for Filecoin, right? File USDT. I'm not really sure if it's FIL, right? Or F. Oh, okay, okay, because like I have indices here, I should go for all and USDT. Where is mine? I'm not really sure which one I go for. You know what? I'll go for this one. Okay, I don't see much data here. Let's go for Gate.io maybe. Yeah, that's it. Okay, Filecoin. If you go to monthly time frame, can't really say much. Trade it higher, trade it lower. Again, we are currently approaching the all-time low, which is around this area where we currently are, 1.5 even to 1. Let me zoom in, remove this one. That's it. So the all-time low from here is around 2.5. Let me add the 2 as well, or if you want the 1.5 as an offset for it, as a big one, just as a zone, and that's it. And as you can see, we are currently around the 2.5, which is what the all-time low. But even if it's the all-time low, it doesn't mean that you should buy blindly, right? Because it can still, and we have seen it a lot, it can still break the all-time low and keep on melting badly. For now, what we see is that we are in a bearish trend, and after every bullish attempt, we can see an even worse bearish impulse movement. If you zoom did this, a bullish attempt, and then look at this, how it melted, breaking below the low, and kept on trading lower. If you go to daily time frame, I can't really say much. Also, overall bearish, and this is the last major high, which is lining up with these lows from a daily time frame. So for those to take over from a long-term perspective, I would like to see this happening. In this case, we'll be expecting a bullish movement. Now, from H4 time frame, since we are approaching a very attractive zone, the all-time low, and so on, this is the last major high that I would like to see a break above for the bulls to take over again. Once we break it higher, I'm expecting a movement till this supply lining up with these previous lows as well, as you clearly notice. That's it. Here we go. Here we go. So long story short, I'm bearish on Filecoin unless we break it higher. In this case, I'll be expecting a movement till this area for the bulls to remain in control and for the bulls to take over. From a long-term perspective, I would like to see a break above this one from daily time frame. Meanwhile, that's it. If you trade lower, I'll be also updating this high, this box. For example, if this happens, I'll be updating it to become this. But for now, this is my zone. Okay, let's continue. We were around Atom, right? Yeah, we were here. Let's take a sip. If you have any questions, let me know, or you want to request a specific altcoin, I would be happy to do it. Cheers. Okay, on Atom, this one is very similar to Matic, has been standing strong around the support zone, around 8.5. If the 8.5 is broken downward, then expect further bearish movement. Look at this, how strong it was previously, multiple rejections from this area. If we break it lower, expect a movement till around the 5.5 next support zone. From daily time frame, for the bulls to take over, I would like to see a break above this major high. If broken upward, expect further bullish movement till around the 13.5. Next, if you zoom into H4, we are currently in a correction movement. Yes, we might trade a little bit higher, but it's just a correction inside this falling broadening wedge. Impulse correction, and so on. We are currently in this correction. As mentioned, around the support, looking for buy setups unless the 8.5 is broken downward, then expect further bearish movement. I'll be waiting for something like this to happen on Atom, maybe a new high to form here and then a break above it like this, for example. In this case, we'll be expecting further bullish movement. ALGO, very similar. I was waiting for this high to be broken upward. I had my alert here, didn't happen, kept moving lower, and then this happened. Then I put my alert here, right? You can, anyway, you can see it now. Also didn't get broken. We kept on moving lower. Even though the 0.2 was a massive zone, I didn't buy blindly. Look at how strong this one is from monthly, right? So this is the 0.1. Of course, the 0.2 should appear. Anyway, you can see it on weekly. Okay, this is the 0.2. Multiple rejections here, here, and here. And now it's broken downward. Now expecting a movement to the 0.1, which is currently the all-time low from 2020. That's it. So now this one is no longer helpful. Previously, we broke above, we broke below this low. We retested it and we traded lower again, and we kept on moving lower and lower. For now, from a short-term perspective, as you see from my alert here, I have this zone right here. So if this happens, the bulls would show some kind of strength, but we have this resistance. But then I would like to see a break above this one right here. So I'm bearish as long as like even or like we just need the bulls to show us a kind of strength. Starting from here, we failed to make a higher high. We kept on making equal or lower highs, which isn't looking good. Now, as mentioned, this is the entire zone here is a massive zone to look for bus stops. I remove this one from here. I put it 0.15. Okay, so that's it. Meanwhile, we can trade lower and lower, and I'll be updating this box as we go lower. Sushi, a very similar scenario. We have been bearish. We failed to break above the high. For example, here we broke a high, we traded higher, and then we broke a low. We are currently bearish again. If we go to daily, we can see that we have been trading inside this big box as a big range, horizontal range, and currently around the lower bound of it. That's why I'm looking for bus stops. From weekly, can't really say much. If we break this box standard, then a movement to the 0.5 would be expected, which is the all-time low in this particular case. Okay, around the lower bounds on H4, I had this one previously. Now, as you see from my alert, I have updated it to become this one. Okay, so for the bulls to take over, I would like to see this break. Meanwhile, we are bearish and we can still break below the zone and test the 0.5. On ape, this one has been standing strong. So we rejected around the 2.5. We traded higher, but we are still bearish inside this big channel. Can we make it a little bit cleaner like this? And that's it. And this one as well, a little bit higher, offset for it. Now we are lining up with these two lows. For the bulls to take over, as you see from this alert here, that the bulls will take over from a long-term perspective if we break above this high right here. So I'll add it. That's it. Meanwhile, where this one would be a resistance, as you see, rejected here, previously support multiple times. And we are currently retesting it. So this area is not a good area to look for a buy. Instead, as we trade lower, I'll be looking for a buy setup around this lower bound. Even if you break the 2.5, I'll still be looking for buy stops around the lower bound of this channel. For the bulls to take over from a long-term perspective, I want to see a break above the 4.5. Link, like this one, very similar to the range we saw on Sushi. If you go to weekly, approaching this 5, support multiple times. Even if you want, you can make an offset for it as to cover this previous wicks and this demand zone around 4. So that's it for the lower bounds, and for the upper bound, you can make an offset till around the 9. So this is the whole range that we are currently trading in. And now, since we have our zones, let's delete this one. And let's delete this one to keep it clean. That's it. Let's delete this. And now this one isn't broken up. I was waiting for it to be broken. Didn't get broken. Let's delete it. That's it. So approaching the lower bound again, I'll be looking for buy stops. As you see, I have my alert here around these lows. If we go till there, I'll be looking also for buy stops. We are currently trading inside this falling broadening wedge. This is the last high, but it's still small because if we break it upward, we'll be facing this trend line, which might be pushing the price lower. That's why I made it higher till this low and this supply, and that's why you see my alert right here. And also, if you want, lining up with these lows and highs. Okay, so now my alert makes total sense, right? If you trade lower, I'll be looking for buy stops around this lower band, this lower area.